So we're going to start with Miss Carrie Moore. She's going to come up and speak on the topic of abortion, pro-life to pro-choice. So, sorry. I promise, we have prepared for this in a degree. Lord, this night is yours. We know it's going to be good. Amen. Hey, we're going to start with education, critical race theory, mask, and freedom. The first speaker is a secular speaker, Miss Carrie Moore, president of Moms for Liberty. Make her feel welcome, you guys. You got it. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I could talk about whatever you want me to, because I can stand here all night, guys. First, let me just say, when we were all singing earlier, I'm Catholic. I don't know how to put my hand up in the air. I know how to kind of sing, but I can just kneel and sit and stand, and that's about all I can do. So work with me, people, okay? All right. Do we have a slideshow going? Do we have the first slide? Let me put my timer on. I'm sorry? The American flag. There we go. Ooh, weird. That's groovy. Okay, I'm going to be talking to you about education tonight. I'm going to start my timer because I'm a member of Toastmasters, and so I don't want to miss a song. Okay, shut up, Jesse. So here's the second slide is the 8th grade examination for Bullitt County Schools from November of 1912. It's the 8th grade graduation questions. You can't see it. The spelling, reading, there are arithmetic problems. There are words even in the arithmetic that I don't even know what it means. Does anybody know what calcimining is? Because they want you to find the area of a room at 12.5 cents. Several slides about the 8th grade reading graduation test. It's things that most of us in this room will not know how to do, and that's 8th grade. Now we're going to go into, there's a slide that you will see that has the cost per student that the Department of Commerce has put out, and you will see a blue line that goes from 1930 to 2020. In 1930, we were spending about $400 per child, and around 1980, it jumps up, and we are now at about $16,000 per student in the United States. And yet our STAR tests now, there's some slides for that too, are all multiple choice, and we have an abundance of children that cannot pass the STAR test. The point was the 1912 test, not one of them was multiple choice. It was things like explain the circulatory system. And these are multiple choice fill in the blanks. And these are things like what was a major influence on the popularity of the flapper during the 1920s? That's what we're getting tested on today. The next slide is the national SAT scores. We didn't start keeping score until 1970. And it's a flat yellow line to 2020. And the next slide is the reading and math scores of 8th graders. And you will see that when they started keeping score, it has still remained flat as well. The star that you see is from 1980, which is when the Department of Education really got amped up, pulling in money. So the next slide puts them all together. And you'll see that the cost per student has continued to go up, and our test scores have gone flat. Why? Today we're learning about social emotional learning. We have replaced in the school system, we have replaced math, we have replaced woodshop, we have replaced daily skills, balancing a checkbook, making change. That has all been replaced with things in social emotional learning. This and CRT kind of go hand in hand. They get interchanged, but you'll see that critical race theory is under there, changing the values, beliefs, and mindset. Comprehensive sex ed, that's the transgender stuff that they are starting as young as kindergarten, discussing with our children, without our knowledge and without our consent. Equity, the new word instead of equality. Equity is the equal outcome instead of the equal opportunities. We have gender identity, welcoming classrooms, and intersectionality. All of these things sound very innocuous when they're taken out of context. They are being put into a context, and from kindergarten through higher education, through college, it grows these roots, and it's roots of division, and it's roots to divide us so we can't come together and be a good Christian family that we are in America. So these are a couple of things that we have found in CCISD. Moms for Liberty, we are fighting mask mandates in all of Nueces County. We also fight for parental rights in schools. You don't have a right to teach my children about transgender education without my knowledge. You don't have the right to tell my kids that they should feel guilty for being black or white. You don't have the right to take my rights as a parent. Those are things as a parent I have the right to do. So we have found what has just been, thank you, right? So Odell education is this is in the Odell curriculum. Resistance to the expansion of civil rights and civil liberties. This is 9th grade. And one of the culminating tasks is to formulate claims with supporting evidence that provides a solution to how schools named for Confederate leaders should contend with the racial trauma these names symbolize. This is an entire year of curriculum. You're welcome. That's handy. This is iCivics. This is another one. We have a long list. We have a long list of curricula. We can give it to you outside that is filled with this stuff. But the iCivics is what they're pushing right now, which sounds good. We would love our kids to know how to talk to their representative, how city council works, how the school board works. We would love that. However, they want to put this stuff like equity in there. Well, to have an equal outcome of a school system, you're going to have to do something with the tests because we're seeing that our test scores are not going up. So what's the option? I'm afraid the only option is we're going to dumb down the tests, which is what we've been doing for years. We have children graduating that can't read, can't write, and obviously can't make change. The electricity goes out and, you think the world ended. One of the issues, the next slide is Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation. We have found Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation in Corpus Christi. I don't want to give out too much information. They are getting into our schools under the guise of health education, under suicide prevention, under alcohol abuse prevention, under relationship trouble prevention. And they have told us that's how they get in so they can put in the transgender and gay rights, what they call gay rights. If you'll see, there's a Why Not. That is a youth program for 12 to 18-year-olds, and they can go once a week up there. They have a prom. They have all kinds of stuff for LGBTQAIPP. And there is I forgot the plus. There's a plus in there too, AAIP2 plus. I'm not kidding. I don't know why y'all are laughing. Without parental consent. 12 to 18-year-olds who are questioning their sexuality, who are questioning their bodies, and they don't have to have parental consent to be there. They're being dropped off by family members, friends, and if anybody has had a 12 or an 18-year-old, that's a huge age difference to have no one liable for that. So that's called Why Not. Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation also has, under their health and wellness, it says primary health care, mental health counseling, HIV, STD prevention, substance abuse, hormone replacement therapy, the Ryan White case management and support services for people living with HIV and women's health. There are ties that Planned Parenthood kind of morphed into Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation. So the women's health is, I'm sure, an umbrella for a lot of things. Moms for Liberty is a fairly small group here in Corpus Christi in Nueces County, so we have not had a chance to research everything. So please, if you have a desire to research, we would love your help. And again, this is all without parental consent. And they are coming to schools. On that same slide, on the far right, there's a Parents Let's Talk About Sex Health Education. And it is going on Tuesday, August 31st at 7 o'clock on Holly Road. And they want to talk about high school parents. We invite you to come learn about the new reproductive health education program the Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation is offering for your schools. We want to involve you in this important conversation with your teen. RSVP. So we're RSVPing. We'll be there because we have some ideas for them. These are a few things to look for. The Human Rights Campaign is something else. It's a blue square with a yellow equal sign, which sounds fantastic, but it is all the LGBTQ. It's putting these books into our schools. And when you look at Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation, I know this is a lot of information, y'all. Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation, at the bottom of their pages, they will have that safe zone. If you see the little safe zone, it'll be very small, but that is the trigger to tell the kids we'll handle LGBTQ stuff. And the kids know that, and they have told us this is what they do. They come to schools under the guise of wellness, under the guise of the other things, and then they make sure that the kids know that they can go get hormone therapy there if they need it. The Texas Homeschool Coalition is a great source of information. Texas Public Policy Foundation also has a huge resource. We found 200 books on sex at Ray High School. We found 23 on transgender. We found 20 on Jesus, 2 of which were about the Texas polygamists. One was comparing Jesus and Muhammad and how they had the same life. And one was about analyzing Andrew Lloyd Webber. That was under Jesus. I'm not sure how that plays out. And that was in Ray High School. So you can go to gofollette.com, look at any school library, see what's in it. We have all kinds of resources out front. I am out of time. I've got a list of curriculum and a list of buzzwords that you really need to look at. And when you start researching these schools, you can see what to look for. They sound innocuous. You put them together, and it's horrific. You would not believe the books in these schools. So please come out and talk to us. We're momsforlibertycc.org and momsforlibertycc@gmail.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, all of the big ones. Thank you very much.